Yes, people. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Make sure you're smashing the like button and you're subscribing to the channel to stay update the latest football content and Liverpool content. People, Tottenham Hotspur are cooking this window. Let's dive into it. There's a lot to talk. So it's done. Breaking Fabrizio Romano. Morgan Gibbs-White to Tottenham. Here we go. Spurs trigger 60 mil release clause after direct contact with Forest today. Medical booked and set to take place in 24 hours. And then obviously Kudus is a done deal. Massive move for Spurs. This project. And if you've not seen, that's not all. Yesterday, Tottenham had the here we go for Mohamed Kudus. Breaking news for £55 million from West Ham. Kind of shocking that you're going from West Ham to Tottenham. Kudus only wanted Tottenham and he will sign a 6-year contract. Medical tests booked for Kudus in London, then all signed as David Ornstein also reported. People, Tottenham Hotspur are certainly cooking this window and they are actually acting like a big serious club. And that's not all on Tottenham. That is not all on Tottenham. We've got more transfer news for Tottenham later in the video, but I'm going to give you my thoughts and feelings. Gibbs-White is a really good signing. Now, I'm intrigued to see how they're going to set up next season with Gibbs-White, with the likes of Madison's as well. Are they going to change formation? This is a player that got 7 goals and 8 assists for Forest last season in a very good, respected season. And especially the way that the Spurs play football. Not Spurs, Tottenham. Forest play football is more of they're happy to give up the possession. It's not really an attractive style of football and still puts up really good numbers. And the Spurs side, you'd expect those numbers to be naturally be brought up because I actually think Thomas Frank actually plays good, steady, hard to beat football, which Gibbs-White in that setup is going to be very, very good alongside the signing of Mohamed Kudus, which is a quality signing, by the way. Quality signing. Really helps bolstering that attack. And you now got Solanke, Johnson, Kulusevski, Gibbs-White, Kudus, Richarlison. Maybe if you can sell 1 or 2 players and then use that money to go and reinvest back into maybe a striker. And Tottenham are absolutely killing the window because Gibbs-White can play in multiple positions. Kudus can play in multiple positions. They've got attackers that can play in multiple positions. I also added in the fact of James Maddison will be at the squad next season. And that is why Spurs are ranking up their interests in for Wissa from Brentford, player open to the move. Tottenham are weighing up financials attached to the deal, but could there be a possible hijack? Because Nottingham Forest are obviously trying to push for Wissa, and they bid at 25 million, which is going to be low. So now, could Tottenham potentially go back in with another bid in for there? I want to speak on Kudus because I think Kudus is a really quality signing. This is a player who's been linked to many clubs. He's been linked to my club in Liverpool over the years. And for West Ham last season, I think he got, 5 goals and 3 assists. In a Spurs setup, he's going to be brilliant to watch. Under Thomas Frank, 24 years of age. He's not in the prime of his career yet. I'm surprised he's actually gone from West Ham to Tottenham, though. No disrespect. Mainly due to the fact of, 1, rivals. 2, could he have probably gone to like a Liverpool with the attacking options look like Zach's going to be up for grabs? Potentially an Arsenal where they're looking to bring in wingers as well. But Spurs to land Kudus for 55 million is genuinely one of the steals of the window. This is a quality footballer. Left foot, right foot, can play across the front 3. And Spurs are absolutely cooking here. And if they can get Wissa as well, they're forming a really good attack. A really, really good attack. Adding into some of the additions that they've already got that actually have been okay for Tottenham. And also that he will complete his medical. To pay the £55 million, by the way, in 3 years is ridiculous business. £55 million in 3 years. I'm surprised more clubs have not tried to push for him, to be honest. But Tottenham are actually moving fast to sign 2 players of what was over £100 million in just a day is absolutely brilliant. And if you're a Tottenham fan, you're seeing the investment that you want to see. You're seeing your team bringing in those quality players, and this is what I mean. I go back to the point I made when Tottenham won the Europa League. They won a trophy, but they broke that hurdle. They brought in a really good manager in Thomas Frank. They've got good training facilities, a world-class stadium. Is the tide potentially turning at Tottenham? We are going to have to wait and see. And they're going to build a really, really, really good squad. Now, what you probably want to think about is getting rid of some of the players at the club, get some investments back, and then reinvest and go and get maybe one or 2 more players. And Tottenham could be a really good team for the Champions League football if they can keep the likes of Vicario fit, who's had injury problems. Mickey van de Ven, if he can play more games than he did last season, they've got more of a chance. This is a team that is not going to finish 17th. Don't forget they have got a very good manager that does play hard to beat, good football, in my opinion, and against the top 6 sides. You look at how we did at Brentford. Naturally at Tottenham, you'd think he would progress because in terms of stature, it's not going to be too big. It's not like he's going to a Liverpool or a Manchester City where he's got big roles to replace. And also now, I do think they are going to move on a couple of players. I think the likes of Son probably will be sold. Get a couple of bits of money in there. Maybe go and get a really good one more attacker. Get another, maybe a centre-back in, maybe a midfielder, maybe 2, 3 more players for Tottenham, and I think they're going to be really, really, really good to go. And also, they also signed Tell. That's also a done deal. They've also signed Danso as well. Obviously, they've made a couple of outgoings. The likes of Højbjerg has been sold, Reguilon, etc. So they are making good business, Tottenham, and it's going to be really, really intriguing to see what's going to go next. I feel like they're in a bit position like my football club behind you, that they're going to probably work on the outgoings now and then reinvest back into the markets again. But this is a different Tottenham, guys. This is a different Tottenham. This is a team that's just won a trophy, a respected European trophy. They've brought in a really good, steady, good manager who just plays good, hard-to-beat football. They've got a world-class stadium, world-class training facilities. Now, if they can just improve on that one thing that Tottenham have always been lacked, is consistency in potentially success, and 2, Daniel Levy. If he continues to show investments into this squad, Tottenham are going to be a real team to watch next season. The players that they are bringing in, these are players that we will take all our clubs. Every single club in the Premier League, I guarantee you, takes Mohamed Kudus. Literally, I think Gibbs-White starts for most teams, barring you probably would say Manchester City maybe, and definitely Liverpool he probably won't start for. Everyone else, I think he actually probably would start for. I think he starts over Martin Odegaard at Arsenal, for example. So Tottenham people, they are cooking. And again, if they go and get a Wissa who we saw last season. By the way, obviously Forest have put in a bid off, so we know that they want him, and Tottenham are going to be a real force next season. And Wissa's numbers last season in Thomas Frank's side, by the way, scored 19 goals and got 4 assists, so nearly 25 GA in a Brentford team. At Tottenham, his numbers are going to naturally elevate with the players that they're going to be bringing in around him. Tottenham need one thing to go their way, their injuries. That's something they've always struggled with, the likes of Vicario, Mickey van de Ven, a couple of their midfielders as well. It'd be intriguing to see if they keep the likes of Romero around the club. I know he's been linked with a move to Atletico Madrid. So, guys, let me know down below, what do you think of Tottenham? Tottenham, they're showing the intent. They are showing the intent to become a big football club in terms of trying with the success. And yes, in the last 24 hours, they have signed Kudus for 55 million, which is an absolute steal. 55 million. It could genuinely be one of the signings of the summer. And Gibbs-White today of 16 million Tottenham fans pretty good 24 hours. Now it's going to be interesting to see if Tottenham do stop here or they continue on with their spending. People, let me know down below what you think. Smash the like, subscribe. Kudus and Gibbs-White to Tottenham. Here we go. Potentially Wissa soon.